Mako looking to make one last charge here. That's intercepted by Chalice. Does a nice fancy move. Breaks in away by himself. Shoots top corner, scores. Nice move, nice hands by Chalice. As kept in at the line by Henry. And we have backhand a shot. Saved by Moore. The puck scrambling in front. The players are scrambling for a shot. It's, in the net. Vesper is rewarded for some good work. One of the Mako players. And Steven with a high shot and scores. Beautiful shot by one of the Stevens. I think that's Ben. As they are here, and Chaba shuts the 5-hole. As McLeish looks to try and block, but he runs right into Chaba, and that puck goes through both of them. And that's Rolf, and he, toe drag the middle shot, saved by Chaba, and again, rebound, scores Rolf. Right away, the Mako strike. They lost it in the neutral zone. But Paris does well to intercept this pass. He has it behind the Admirals' goal. Sends it in front, takes a bounce, and it's still there, and they score! That is Snowed getting rewarded from some hard work. Plays back and forth with Chalice. Chalice over to Diggle. Diggle, one-time shot, and that's a straight goal. As the goaltender could not get over in time with it. Puts it down to Vesper. Vesper drops it to Henry. Henry, shot across to an open Sestroni. Sestroni shoots short side and scores. Minutes in this third period, and the score is 5-3 as another goal in for the Admirals. That's number 9, Flynn Hayward-Jones. Henderson back to Chalice. Chalice takes a nice shot in the middle, and he scores directly over that glove hand of Parr as Parr was down. But again, it's a quick transition as Paris Hyde is being draped by Steven, but he comes in and he scores. Not sure where that went, but it looked like it might have been 5-0 as Paris Hyde.
Hello everybody and welcome to The Hive here in Botany, Auckland, New Zealand for this matchup between yours very truly, the Botany Swarm taking on the Auckland Mako, the under-23 development squad playing in the NZIHL this season. I'm your host Bryce Rouse alongside Maku Maltahariu. Maku, what do you think is going to go on tonight?
We'll see. It's a preseason game, you could say, and it's these guys haven't been playing real games in a while, so really looking forward to seeing what they're going to be looking like this season.
Yeah, the fans are filling inside the stadium now to see their very own Botany Swarm, as last season was cut off due to COVID, but we are back and ready more than ever. So it's going to be, as the Zebras are now making their way to the ice. And yesterday's game between the Admirals and the Mako not having too many shots early on, but getting 29 by the end of the game. They did tie the game 3-3 at one stage in the third period, and then a couple of penalties really shot themselves in the foot, and the Admirals started taking away a few quick goals and a final score of 7-4. So tonight the Mako will be playing the Botany Swarm with Andy Hay returning to his natural team, the Botany Swarm, after helping out the Mako last night. But the Mako still will have at centre Paris Hyde.
Paris Hyde is a legend in New Zealand, so it's great to see him play and kind of come back from an early retirement.
And we will have him here at the first intermission, and then we will be joined by Andy Hay in the second intermission for a few catch-ups with him to see how the Swarm are going and what they might need to work on. But nonetheless, we're getting ready as there's something exciting about to happen, I think, with the Swarm side. I'm not going to say just yet, but you will see momentarily.
Yeah, we're excited to see what it is, very much so.
I'm sure maybe some people at home have already figured out what it might be, but nonetheless, it will be all showed very soon. As the Zebras are across the other side of the ice, waiting for the players to come out. So, preseason game for the Swarm, they're going to want to try get something really going fast if they're going to get to the finals.
Yes, exactly. Swarm haven't been really in the conversation for the finals, but we'll see what this season brings up. And here they are, brand new jerseys for the Botany Swarm.
And they look absolutely amazing, if I do say so myself, as Andy Hay letting the three rookies do their little quick one-lap skate before the rest of the team joins them.
I have to say, I'm liking the look of these. a little bit more on the wider side, and that diagonal classic team name on the chest.
So the starting lineup for the Auckland Mako tonight. In the first opening line, Paris Hyde, number 16, playing centre. On the left-hand side of him is Jack Lewis, and on the right side of him is Luke Talon. And they'll be with Ian Orders and Nash Hayward-Jones as a defensive pair.
Right. And for the Botany Swarm, we have the opening lineup. Michael Atwell at center, winged by Robin Vortanov and Alex Polisov. Defensive pairings with Andy Hay and Remy Sandoy. In net, none other than Grace Harrison. Not much changes in the lineup for Botany Swarm for this season that I'm looking at. Good call out against the Mako is that the fourth line here is, you could say, a Mako line. A lot of youngsters playing there, like the likes of Ben Taylor and Alex Sunkody and Ivan Dalmatau, who have at some point sported the greys of the Auckland Mako.
And we're all set to get underway here now at the Hive. Atwell on the face-off wins that through Hyde. As Vordanov will just tip it in, Polizov chasing. Mako wrapping around as Sandoy keeps it in. Good pass back to the point. Atwell finds Vordanov on the left-hand side. Fans on the shot a little bit. Gives it up to the point of Andy Hay, unable to corral that as Paris Hyde's coming the other way with speed. Rips one on net. Harrison sees that all the way.
Energetic start for the Swarm, keeping it at their end. A bit of a turnover at the end gives a dangerous opportunity for Paris Hyde.
Yeah, with Paris Hyde, you definitely don't want to give him time and space or he will absolutely pounce. As the Mako seem to be playing Alex Regan in a centre role here tonight, as he was a defenseman last night, having a pretty strong game. As the Mako will try bat that in. Mawson with it. He'll give it over to his defensive partner in Tula. And Kozak trying to get it up the near side here. Tula steps in. Nice little shimmy on the blue line, gets past his man. Tula with it again. Over to Kozak. Puts one on net, but that misses everyone in front. As Alex Regan has it for the Mako behind. Try to get an outlet pass, but there's pressure on him as Jonsson will have it. He'll just dump it in to get a change for the Swarm. And Statelli with it. Tries to find Alex Regan, but it goes in between his legs. And icing is called on that. Regan trying to hustle it out, but it was Eddie Commons getting there first. As it seems, Eddie Commons is actually playing defense this season for the Swarm. Normally an attacking player, Marku, but not a bad option putting him back there in defense.
Yeah. Good observation there. Let's see what else has changed for this season. Big hit there, but Swarm 27 on 40 on Mako. That's
as Luke Simon and Statelli going to work there on the near side. Whitson Lee coming and joining in on the action. Puck out of that now. Gavin Puckett with it, shoots one on net. Moore only just saw it at the last second, but definitely got a good glove on it, nice and fast. So not a bad start here for both teams. Swarm with the early pressure. As Dalmatau now for the Swarm will try to go to net. He just leaves that on for Whitson Lee. He'll give it to the point, Andrew Hay. Just dumps it down. But the Mako do come away with it. As Knowles tries to gain the zone, but Andy Hay clears that straight away. And Stephen now with it behind his net, pressured there by Dalmatau. He'll give it up to Knowles. Good little shimmy there by Orders. That's Ian Orders. Both brothers playing here tonight for the Mako. Knowles with it, gives it up to Ian Orders. He's pressured on. As Tula will come and clean the puck up for the Swarm and give it over to Mawson. First time looking at Mawson tonight. One of those players that keeps getting better every season he plays, Stephen Mawson. And Polozov showing his work. Gets around one, good pass over to the other side. Outwell shoots, and a good save there by Moore. Mako unable to clear as Mawson keeps that in. Swarm still with it as Vordanov has it. Try to find Atwell in the middle, but there was a couple of Mako players lurking. As Polozov tries to give it over to Atwell, but he couldn't corral that nicely on the stick. Swarm looking pretty dangerous so far. Polozov with it, sporting that new beard he's been growing. He tries to rip one on net, but that's blocked in front by Hayward Jones. As Commons will just bang that in deep as some Swarm players get a change. Gozak tries to go through three guys, but the Mako stands strong. And Eddie Commons batting that out of mid-air with his hand as Kozak dumps it in. Hayward Jones misses it completely, and then Hopkinson came in, sniffed out a shot, but Moore still standing strong there on the near post. Kozak with it now. He'll just rip one on net, but that's deflected up and over the glass for a face-off.
The interesting interview last night with AJ Spiller talking about the Auckland Mako's play system, or actually the lack of, because it's a team gathered from around the country. Like there's a large contingent of Dunedin Thunder players tonight. That means that they'll have to keep the play quite simple and use their youthful energy to their advantage.
Yeah, squad mostly made up of under 23-year-old players to try to develop their skills for when they do move on back to the original clubs for the National Ice Hockey League in New Zealand. Sandoy with it now will just throw it up ice as Johnson can't get anything on that, and it will be an icing as there was no touch. So what do you actually think of the Swarm new jerseys, Marco? You can see I've actually got mine on here already, but I actually think they're quite nice.
Yeah. I get this kind of a North American university style feel to it. I liked it. I like the classical look of it.
They are trying to play like they do have new jerseys out there tonight. As Sandoy lays on a hit and the puck comes out. Hopkinson still with it on his stick, gives it over to Jonsson. He tries to put it back into the middle, but that was deflected. Jonsson always working on his skills in the off-season to be better. As if they weren't good enough already. As Puckett will try find a man, but that just goes straight to a Mako player. And they give it away again as the Swarm dump it in. Swarm around the back of the net. Try to find Puckett circling in. And Ian Orders clears that for the time being. Mawson with two lovely little shimmy lalas. Oh, and it was just offside. Whitson Lee was just ahead of the play.
Mawson definitely ready for the playoffs with that humongous beard and flow.
Yeah, he has definitely not seen the looks of a barber in the last year or so. He's got the beard and the long hair rocking tonight. Probably thinks he's in the NHL as the Stanley Cup does kick off on Wednesday, I think.
Yeah, we got the finals there already set with the Colorado Avalanche and once again, Tampa Bay Lightning.
Yeah, I'm going to jump on the Colorado bandwagon.
I'm already on it.
That a boy. You don't want to see people win it 3 years in a row, you know?
Yeah. Switch it around. Let someone else win.
As the Marco are going to exit their zone here. Nice shot from outside the blue. As Dalmatel will just put that behind the net for Mawson to run onto. As Whitson Lee unable to corral that nicely, he does give an icing away. The Swarm definitely have a lot of depth this season as some of these young guys coming through, and Dalmatel, Whitson Lee and Son Cody really looking like they're going to be hell of a players in the coming future here in this league.
This is their youth line on the ice right now. But yeah, although Swarm have had this squad together for several years now. It's only one year older and seasoned.
Oh, and Statelia redirected shot on net. Harrison just making a move at the last second to stop that. Another chance here for the Marco. Good pressure though on the player, on Lewis, as he was going straight to the net with that puck. Hyde with it. He'll give it up to the point, but the defenseman wasn't there. Zach Stephen will try find some real estate on that far side as Hyde picks it up. And a late hit on him from Vordanov. Should be a tripping call, it is. So Vordanov will go to the naughty bin for a couple of minutes as we'll get to look at this power play team from the Marco.
You can't help but champion DeMarco a little bit here. Last season, they only got that one win against the Stampede.
Yeah.
Not big win. I don't think other teams were able to pull a upset against the Stampede like that. But here in Auckland, we're still waiting for Marco to.
And Zeng unable to hold on to that as Atwell and Polizov are down the other end for the Swarm. But the Marco get him back in numbers to try help out as Polizov will just knock that back for a defenseman and Mawson to pick up. And Tula with it now. He'll bang it up for Polizov as Ian Orders will step in to give it to Regan, who will go around the back of his net. Yeah, Regan playing forward tonight as he looked like an attacker last night, even though he was playing defense. Still with it now, he gets it in deep. But Polizov there. And he'll just give it over to Hopkinson nicely. As the Marco get it back. Good pass there from Blair. And the Marco only one shot on net this whole power play so far, as they've only got 33 seconds left.
Swarm put they're pretty much top four there for the short-handed and looked really strong. Marco was struggling on that power play for sure. See if it can capitalize in the last 30 seconds now.
And Hopkinson will loft that up for Kyle Johnson to chase, but the Marco come away. Pass to the near side here for Knowles. He'll dump it in as Luke Simon will be there first for the Swarm. Luke Simon yesterday playing for the Marco, but playing for his respected club here tonight. As Ian Orders will bang that up the near side and they'll come away with it.
And we're back at full strength.
As Ian Orders passes that on the far side. Mako giving it away though cheaply. As Ben Hill will come away with it. Sorry, Max Hill. And that's deflected up onto the netting, and we'll have a face-off outside the zone. It will be a delay game as well for Knowles, as he did put that straight into the netting in his defensive zone, so he'll sit for 2 minutes for a delay game.
So I hear it was the penalties that did it for the Mako last night in the third. So delay of game penalty is not something that they want to be taking too much. As Polosov is doing some dangles, setting up the power play. Atwell back on the line to Sandoy. And Drew Hay puts it in the corner. Polosov on the line, and now it's given away to Mako.
As they did last season, the Swarm are starting to utilise Andy Hay in a different way now, especially on the power play. He's that guy who's going to get in front of the net and try screen that goalie and try to make a nuisance of himself as well. As Voronov comes with it on the near side, goes to the net, puts one there, but a good stick there by Moore. As Zach Stephen is pressured there through Atwell. He'll just leave it on for Voronov to pick up and receive it back. Polosov to Sandoy and back. And once again, tic-tac-toe. Swarm moving it real well. Shot from the point there by Sandoy. As Moore saw that all the way. Yeah, James Moore for the Mako yesterday had a really good game. Half a game before he got switched over for Alex Power. So two young goalies looking really promising. As Hopkinson will go to work against Hyde. Hopkinson wins that, gives it back to the D's. Kozak with it. Mawson back to Kozak. Just able to keep it in as the Mako were lurking and putting pressure on him. Good options up the top to Mawson. He'll put one on net, a little snapshot, rebound, and Moore will cover that up. Yeah, as he did last night, Mr. Moore just grew into the game so much, shot after shot. He's really good at covering the near posts.
Good to see young up-and-coming goalies. I'm not too familiar with the Mako goalies here, so I'm looking forward to getting to know them a little bit better this season.
As we're back to full strength, as Hyde will come with it. So one-on-one, Diggs Mawson goes back and forehand, score! Oh. No, he doesn't. Oh, he had an open goal there on the forehand and could not put it in. He'll be kicking himself for that one, but the Swarm are going to get a penalty. It'll be Stefan Tuller. Oh, I'm sure Parasite will want that one back, Marku.
It was a pretty one if it gone in. Grace is tapping the post for that one for good reason.
As the Mako will set up, shot from the point, goes for everyone except the goalie. As Grace Harrison, a female goalie in the New Zealand Ice Hockey League, played some years over in the States at a college and did extremely well. Returning to New Zealand now though, as Nash Hayward-Jones rips one on net and rebound, scores! Mako take an early 1-0 lead here in the opening frame. Shot from the point from Nash Hayward-Jones. Hit some traffic in front of the net and trickled in for a 1-0 lead.
Bouncy deflection front, shot from the point. Yeah, it's a hard one for Grace to take. Mako on doing their gameplay and simple plays on the power play. Works for them.
As Polozov straight from the face-off comes with it. Tries to get something on net, but it went astray wide. Polozov still with it. A few dipsy doodles in the corner. Gets a pass away over to the other side. Vordanov unable to corral it as Commons keeps it in. And Atwell will try bang that in, but Mako able to clear. As Luke Simon tries to get it out, but the Mako lurking as Blair tried to put something towards net. And Hayward Jones will bang that up the boards. Good pass there from Eddie Commons to Polozov. Delayed call here. And the Mako will be getting a penalty here. Will be Connor Rolfe. He's going to get 2 minutes for boarding, it seems. So he'll be in the naughty bin for a couple of minutes as the Swarm power play will try to go to work. Tula to Mawson quickly rips one on net, but it was blocked in front by Knowles. As the Mako try to clear it all the way, but only as far as Mawson. As Kozak will break the attacking zone. Tula with it, try to run Jonsson, he shoots and scores! Kyle Jonsson sitting in the slot area with a Mako player unable to clear it, and he bangs that in, and that's as easy as they'll come for him.
It's not a hard shot, but it doesn't have to be when it's that up front from the slot.
So the Swarm utilising the chance of the power play there and tying this one up.
All right, both teams on the scoreboard with 5 minutes to go in the first period.
As Serikov tries to bring it into the Swarm zone, but he's harassed there by some Swarm players. And Andy Hay will pick up the rubbish, steps in with a bit of speed too. Oh, rips one on net. Good save there by Moore. Andy Hay looking like he's got his speed skates on tonight. As battle for the puck continued on the far wall. As the Mako will try break out, but the Swarm getting sticks in the lane, the rip on net. Misses everything entirely. As Knowles will skate it down this near side. Sorry, that's Forbes. But he's harassed by Ivan Dalmatel. He'll try to find a Remy Sandoy going hard to the net. As Whitson Lee's harassed there by a Mako player and Lewis. And Max Hill just gives it up to Whitson Lee, who leaves it on for Commons as they get out of their zone. And Whitson Lee again, good move there. Try to find a centering feed, but good skate in the lane from Paris Hyde. And they'll have it again and just loft that out. There's a Swarm, not very urgent on the puck. Backhand scores! Might be waved off, it is, as the net did come off its moorings.
That is crushing for Mako.
Absolutely. And they deserved a goal there, as the Swarm defensemen were pretty lazy to get back. There was absolutely no urgency whatsoever.
Are they, though, calling it that the goal went off the pegs, or was it goalie interference?
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure, but the goal definitely did come off its pegs at one point. So, yeah, it might be goalie interference as the face-off is outside. So the Swarm lucky to get away with one there. As Polozov lurking in the passing lane, as he always does, puts on a move. but Zeng just got a little bit of a hip on him, and he's going to be called for something here as well. Looks like it's going to be tripping. For a knee. Couldn't really see it from my angle as he was on the other side of Polozov, but nonetheless, the Mako will be down to men for the next couple of minutes. As Atwell wins that draw against Regan. Vordanov with it. Little saucy pass over to Polozov. Sandoy to Vordanov one time. That misses everyone. Atwell tried to get a redirect on it. And the Mako able to clear, but once again, Polozov reading the play so well. Vordanov leaves that on for Andrew Hay, who just dumps it wide for Polozov chasing on the other side. Atwell will give it back to Sandoy. Vordanov with it. He'll put one on net, but that's blocked in front of the net by traffic. Vordanov with it again up to Sandoy. Over to Polozov. Not the best of passes. Couldn't really control that one very well. Polozov with it. Andy Hay with a shot, but pressure on him. Good stick in the lane. By Regan it was. And once again, Regan standing in the way of that shot and able to clear that all the way down for the Mako. As Harrison will wrap it around for Vordanov, who's got time and space here. He'll just leave that for Sandoy behind the net. As the Swarm look to break out again. Vordanov with it, some speed. Leaves it on for Mawson, who's just got into the attacking zone. As Sam Waters clears that for the Mako. 20 seconds left on the power play for the Swarm as Mawson will take it into the zone. Tries to put on a deke move, but Stephen was having none of that. And Tula with it. Just lost his footing. As Kozak will bring it in. He is pressured there by Stephen. Leaves it on for Mawson as we're back to 5-on-5 hockey. Johnson with it behind the net, centering feed. Oh, Kozak just fanning on the shot as that went over the goal. Good scoring opportunity there for the Swarm. Kozak over to Mawson. Couple dekes, Hopkinson. Johnson unable to get a stick on that. As Hopkinson doing work and not letting the puck exit the zone. Swarm doing well to sustain pressure in the attacking zone so far in this game. As Max Hill gets it out of that huddle over there on the far side. Max Hill on the far side. Gets around Statelli. But the Mako throwing numbers in as Forgs finally comes in. And Luke Simon with a shot, but that goes well wide. As the Mako come away with it from that huddle over there. Forgs with it now on this near side. But Max Hill able to steal the puck there, but Luke Simon just lost it as Paris High tries to put one on net. And Whitson Lee got his stick in the way, which made Grace Harrison actually have to make a save. Whitson Lee with it again, only 5 seconds to go. Fakes a shot, goes around the player, shoots, and that's straight off the mask of Moore. And that will do it for the opening frame. 1-1, 12 shots to 5 in favour of the Swarm. And we'll be back in a couple of minutes for a good interview with no one other than Paris Hyde. So stay tuned, folks, and we'll see you very soon. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm joined here by Paris Hyde, a NZIHL legend, if you will, for the Dunedin Thunder, but now playing for the Auckland Mako and helping them out. How's it going with that team?
It's good. I mean, good group of kids. Obviously, different team every time. You don't really get time to practice, but just try and help them out as much as we can. And there's a lot of skill out there, so it's just channeling the right way.
Yeah, I'm pretty impressed with them and have been for the last couple of seasons.
Yeah.
It's just so good to see these young guys getting game time so when they do go play in the NZIHL for their respective clubs, they're going to be absolutely ready.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, senior level's hard because there's so many more players. Age groups, you've got 2 or 3 year groups coming all the way through, and adults, you've got potentially 20 years. So to give them opportunity to stay in the game and just that little bit extra development is crucial. So.
Yeah, for sure. So you're gonna be travelling and playing every game for them this season?
No, that's my only 2 games. So I was going to play a couple more, but next 2 are next weekend. So back home next week.
You'll be a hell of a loss for them. They won't be too lost without you, though, will they?
No. They'll be fine.
So what do you guys got to do to try win this game? Like, pretty damn good opening first period there.
It is. I mean, we're getting chances, which is great. The guys are skating. I think they're making pretty good use of the ice, a bit more space than last night. So it's just making sure we do that and making sure we're smart in our own zone and getting pucks out. And it's just intensity, getting on the forecheck and making sure we get to the net is the hard part, especially with them. Big team, the Swarm generally on back end. So.
I was unlucky to get a goal disallowed there for goalie interference, it seemed, as you guys would have taken a 2-1 lead there.
Yeah,
good.
It was a great finish. Unfortunately, ref thought our guy going in the net was carried the momentum and knocked the goalie. So, I mean, hey, it's 50-50 call. And you can't argue.
Sure. So. Yeah, looking last night, Alex Regan playing forward tonight. Is he naturally a defenseman or...?
I think he asked as a joke last night if he's playing forward tomorrow, and the coach said, yeah, I think I do. He said I was joking, but too late.
Why not? He's a pretty skilled player, so...
He's quick, and I think he's getting more comfortable. It's first time on the ice yesterday for a few weeks, so, I mean, I think he's definitely picking up as we go along. So.
Nice. So what's life looking like for you now that you've stopped playing? Get to do some things you never did?
Yeah, just focusing on family time and work and bits and pieces, enjoying a bit more free time, enjoying watching some hockey. I watched Thunder pre-season last week, or a couple of weeks ago now, so it's nice seeing that side of the sport as well and enjoying it. Otherwise, you don't really get a chance to watch live hockey, so just going to enjoy the winter and do that.
Well, you're an absolute legend in this league, so I'm sure you deserve some good time off with your family and whatnot. But best of luck for the rest of the game. Give them hell.
We'll do, we'll try.
All right, cheers, mate. Thank you.
Cheers.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Bryce Rouse alongside Maku Maltahariu, and a 1-1 game here at the Hive between the Mako and the Botany Swarm so far. What's your take on the first opening period there?
I like the way Mako showed up. They're really they're not giving up on their plays. Still feels a little bit jitters, but the way they keep at it, they're getting chances. They keep at it, and they're getting those chances where it looks like it might not happen, and they almost got a 2-1 lead there. So we're working well.
Yeah, the Mako definitely bringing the game to the Swarm tonight, as they did last night against the Admirals. So if they can keep building some momentum here, I'm sure they're going to push the Swarm all the way tonight. But the Swarm need to do things a bit better this period, especially getting some decent scoring chances and hopefully get some goals.
All right, Sunday night, hockey night in New Zealand. Second period action about to start.
As we're underway again for the second period. As the Swarm starting with their young boys line. As Luke Simon will have that, he'll give it over to Dalmatau. Couldn't give it to the point. But Son Cody putting in some work, trying to keep it in, but Parasite coming away with it. Down the left side, 2-on-1 opportunity. Good stick in the lane there. As the Swarm able to clear this. Good pace to start the second period. As the Swarm centering feed, cleared off the goal line. Polozov with it. He'll put one back on net, find some traffic, but Moore will see that all the way and cover that on.
Good eyes seeing through that shot through the traffic. Swarm come close to scoring there. Good jobs clearing the puck. Someone asked in the comments, what is a Mako? Mako is a very vicious and a fast shark. Very good description for this young team.
As Polozov will have it for the Swarm. Gives it up to the point, and Sandoy, he'll rip one on and scores! Remy Sandoy with a blast from the point, goes through everyone in front, and the Swarm will take a 2-1 lead.
Simple shot from a point, and sometimes that's all you need.
Indeed, as Remy Sandoy gets it going here in the second period for the Swarm. As Detelli will bang that up. Blair unable to corral that as Andy Hay going to work. He'll give that off to Polozov. As the Mako will come the other way. As Regan has it. He'll go around the back of the net trying to find some options, but he's pressured there by a couple of Swarm players. Regan still with it. Putting in some work, tries to find his man at the point, he does. As Stephen gets past Polozov and will go around the back of the net. Still pressured on though. As Sandoy will get that out as Vordanov is limping off to the bench. Doesn't look to be in too good shape.
Vordanov heading off to the dressing room. Let's hope it's nothing too serious. Oh, with an amazing save at the other end.
As Kozak's pressured there by Regan, but the Swarm still able to keep it in the attacking zone. Good move there by Jonsson. Hopkinson, he shoots, he scores! A lovely move from Kyle Jonsson to set up Richie Hopkinson. And he puts that on the high glove side past Moore. So the Swarm coming out with some fire here in the second period as they take a 3-1 lead. As play resumes again. Tula would try bang it up, but Knowles was in the way of that. And Mawson will bang that around. Kozak, try to find a streaking Jonsson, who had some pace going over there on the far side. As Ian Orders will wrap that around for his brother, Sam Orders. As Kozak was on that and bangs around for Jonsson. Jonsson still with it, finds Kozak behind the net. Trying to find a centering feed. Does, but it falls in the hands of Sam Orders. Pressured there by a Swarm player as they're able to clear, and Kozak will be the first to get there. He's got Jonsson in the middle. Centering feed, Jonsson shoots, and a good save. As Moore was onto that. Sorry, we actually have Alex Power in net now for the Mako. And just as I said, he gets a shot on. As Hyde comes the other way with it, he's got a 1-0 opportunity here. Fakes a slap shot and scores! Try to go backhand, or maybe just intentionally try to put it between the legs of Harrison. And the Mako cut the lead to just 1.
That was a bit of a Nikita Kucherov no-move deke there. Intentional or unintentional? I don't know.
Honestly, with the pedigree of Hyde, you'd never know. You'd have to ask him that, because he could definitely pull that off. So Hyde going to work there. Winning the face-off cleanly against Atwell. Beats 1, beats 2, centering feed, and a score! Just like that, the Mako are back in this one.
Within only couple of seconds, the Mako have managed to tie it up 3-3. Paris Hyde being the mastermind in both of these goals.
So just like that, we've got a 3-all game here. Hopefully the goals keep on flooding in. There's a big Auckland Mako chant is going up on the left side of the stadium here. Fans letting their team know that they're behind them. As Hyde's pressured behind the net from Hungry Atwell. As Zeng put in work, tries to find Hyde up there as Andy Hay tried to clear it, but Hyde's still there with it. So the Mako definitely not going to go away quietly, as they have done every single game they have played. Polozov now, he rips one on net. Whee, that was absolutely flying.
Power flashes the glove. Power's had, even though he let in a couple of goals, he's made some great saves in these couple of minutes. Not much he could have done with the goal with Hopkinson, but made a great save just seconds before that.
And Tula rips one on net. Goalie saw that all the way. Doesn't give up a rebound on the play. So 3 goals on 7 shots for the Auckland Mako. And if you were a coach, you would say, shoot the puck a bit more. As they've got just under a 50% conversion rate on those goals. As Hopkinson tried to find Kozak in front of the net. But the Mako will come away with it now. That's Stephen trying to find Lewis. Puck comes the other way, Kozak on there. Hopkinson going to the net, but he elects to turn around. Here's Mawson. He'll bang one. Tries to find a pass over to Tula, who was camping at the back post. As Regan steals that off Kozak. Tries to go around Taylor. Mawson tried to put on a move. Marco will have it behind their net. Try to find the winger, but Tula's pressuring him. As they'll rip one on net from outside the attacking zone. As Mawson will find his D partner in Tula, gives it to Hopkinson, who just tries to slow things down a bit here. Tries to regroup, try to get a good breakout going as he's not even pressured, as Whitson Lee will come flying for it. Tries to beat two guys, but good stick in the lane to stop that play. As Hill will pick it up and give it over to Commons. Unable to clear the zone as Blair picks it up. Goes backhand, tries to get something on his forehand, but just fanned on the shot. And that's deflected up over the glass, so it will be a face-off in the Swarm defensive zone. As Vodanov is getting back out there for the Swarm as he came labouring off a few minutes ago. So just like last night, the Auckland Mako absolutely pouncing on some chances that they did have out of nothing sometimes. As Knowles has it in the far corner. And Ian Orders will bang that up the near side. Sandoy will find Whitson Lee, who was unable to control that cleanly. Sandoy over to Hay. Swarm unable to clear, but Sandoy will do that now. Whitson Lee up to Vodanov. He'll put a wrist shot on net, but that's straight into the goalie's chest area. Easy save for him. So 12:45 to go here in the second frame. Swarm looking like they might start running away with it, but the Mako coming in. Whoa, good fast shot off the face-off from Hopkinson. Kind of caught the goalie off guard, but he got there just in time to make a save. Tula with it. He'll find Jonsson. He'll go to the net. Scramble in front. Paris Hyde with a deke right in front of the goalie crease. And there's Orders. Oh, couldn't get a shot off as Tula was back checking him from the whole way length of the ice. So the Mako definitely getting scoring chances again here in the second period. As Mawson sporting that big long hairstyle. As the puck does go over the glass once again and hits the netting, so we will get a face-off just outside the zone.
Mako managed to double their shot count in a short period. Swarm keeping the Mako goalies alert. It's a different, more difficult game for Grace Harrison on the other end, where she's not facing a lot of shots, and the ones that have resulted in goals have been pretty good opportunities. So usually a tougher game for a goalie when you're facing a low amount of shots.
And offside on the play with the Mako there. Some good hits being thrown around in front of the Swarm bench. They didn't seem to be happy with one of them, but it looked marginally all right. As Regan's going to go to work here against Puckett. Dalmatel with it, shoots, and that just goes wide. Picked up by Puckett, tries to find a centering feed, but no one home there. As Luke Simon will bang that one in deep for Puckett to pick up. Mako unable to clear as Puckett tries to find a centering feed there again. But Max Hill pressured on. Here's Dalmatel. Tries a move, but there was a good stick in the lane. Dalmatel. Depossessed there by Regan. Oh, good move there. as he had Puckett flying at him. Goes around common, centering feed. Unable to get a good shot off. As Puckett will come the other way as the Swarm look to get a change, and good back check there by Regan. Pretty good player is Alex Regan at 17 years old. He'll be a demon in this league in a few years.
Looks like he already is. You notice number 28 when he's on the ice.
Voronov with a couple of good moves. Gives it over to Andy Hay for a one-timer, but that hits someone in front. Polozov with it. Smooth customer. He's still with it. Tries to find Outwell. Tries to get a redirect, but Power stepping up and getting in the way of that. As the Marco clear. Here's Lewis. Tries to find a centering feed, but there's a few Swarm players in the way. Pass from Polozov to Atwell. Tries to go around Ian Orders. Atwell to Vortinov. Centering feed, but Power onto that. And he'll cover that up for a face-off.
Good to see Vortinov back on the ice. Took a big hit and had to go to the locker room, but seems like he's fighting that injury off. Hopkinson takes the face-off to Mawson. Mawson puts the puck deep. Kozak in the corner, puts it back behind the goal. Hopkinson in front. Kozak battles the puck back and tries to get it to Hopkinson, who loses and puts it in deep. Jonsson behind the goal now. Has some time, comes in front. Can't find a blade, but Paris Hyde is now coming back up and high. Settles the puck in. Hopkinson turns it over. Hyde puts the puck wide, but turned over. Now Kozak coming on the other end. And we're called a tripping call on this, on Kozak. Stevens gets a 2-minute for tripping.
Yeah, that's Ben Steven going to serve 2 minutes there. As Kozak was trying to cut on to the inside. And Ben Steven left a stick out in the skating lane. So the Swarm power play back out there as it'll be Regan against Atwell. Atwell wins that. Polozov playing the point man. Finds Andy Hay, heaps of time and room to shoot. Rebound again. And Power sees that all the way. Andy Hay with an age there to shoot. Looking for the goalie to get on his knees on the other side.
A neat save from Power. Taking out the blocker and into the glove.
As Atwell will go to work against Regan once again. Regan winning that one. As Atwell with it again. Marco positioning themselves pretty well during this penalty kill. As Ian Orders bangs that up the boards. Sandoy with it at the point over to Polozov. He finally shoots, but it hits his own man, Vortinov, in front of the net. As Regan tries to get that out, he does.
Now it's a race to the other end. Orders gets
Sam
to
Orders with it.
Quigley's open. Gets the puck to Quigley. Backhand and it's saved by Grace.
So Marco putting pressure here on the Swarm during the penalty kill, as we got 58 seconds remaining on that. As we're back underway again, face-off won by the Swarm as Mawson picks it up behind his goal, puts on the brakes. He did have Kozak skating around this near line. Jonsson with it. He'll just slow it down in the corner. Kozak. Tuller tried to find Jonsson at the back post, but he was just a little bit off position. Mawson from the point, puts one on net, straight into the goalie though. Covers that up for a face-off. As Hyde and Lewis will come out for the Mako. Hyde winning that, Stephen unable to clear. Tuller up to Mawson. He'll put one on net, redirect from Jonsson in front of the net, but Power once again standing strong. And here comes Paris Hyde. Oh, just couldn't handle the puck cleanly. He would have been away for the races there. As Zach Stephen will have it for the Mako and wrap it around for Statelli. Kozak just keeping that in at the line. As we're back to 5-on-5 now. Swarm unable to do anything with that power play. And Kozak was knocked off the puck there. Eddie Commons will clean up. Tries to put on this near side as Zeng lost his footing. And here's Commons. Puts one on net, but a good stick in the lane there by Nash Haywood-Jones. As Hyde will try clear that, but Ian Orders couldn't win the race to it. Hyde with it still. Plays battling for the puck in the corner. Comes out for an Auckland Mako player as they clear. As Ian Orders bangs that one in deep. As Damatau unable to corral that cleanly on his stick. So it will be an icing in the Swarm defensive zone. So the Mako, not many shots, but still playing pretty well.
That's it. Only 12 shots on the board, but they've had a lot of chances, but they just haven't been able to convert them into shots. It's a little bit of improvement needed there.
As Common bangs that around, here's Luke Simon. He'll give it up to Dalmatau. Son Cody breaking into the zone, but pressured there by a few Mako players. Regan will pick that up behind his goal. And he'll go for a skate with it. He'll find Ian Orders. And nothing doing as the Swarm try to clear that, but they don't get it out. Hayward Jones doing well to keep that in. The Swarm will turn over the puck though. As Polozov will try gain the zone as we've got a hand pass on the play from Ian Orders, so we will have a face-off.
We're getting a slashing call.
It'll be Alex Polozov. So he'll go to the naughty bin for a couple of minutes, and the Mako power play will get back to work with a great opportunity to take a 4-3 lead if they can convert. Face-off won by the Mako. Back up to the point. Here's Statelli. He rips one on net, which just goes wide. Knowles will it, back to Statelli. Statelli able to keep that in. As Sandoy gets around to play quickly, picked up by Puckett. He'll go into the zone and take a bit of a fall as Statelli picks it up. And try to find a big stretch pass, but it was well in front of the Mako player. But it will be a face-off in the attacking zone for the Mako. as Serikov and Hyde get out there. And the two Stephen brothers on defensive pairings. As Tula's dispossessed there in the corner. But it's banged up there for Ben Stephen. Ben with it again. Finds Serikov. He'll rip one on net. Good pad save there by Harrison. Jonsson with it. He'll just clear it all the way down. As Sandoy and Jonsson get a change for the Swarm. As Mako unable to clear. As Serikov will pick it up. Gets past Hopkinson and bangs it up for Paris Hyde. But Mawson read that and bangs that one all the way down. Zach Stephen with it behind the net. Try to find Serikov, but he was unable to corral that nicely on the stick. So they'll try that again through Ben Stephen.
Time for one more rush on the power play.
Ben Stephen showing some moves, trying to get around Mawson, but good back check by Vordanov. Kept the pressure on.
Back to full strength.
And Tula showing a nice move. Polozov with it. Gets around one. Little backhand pass on the far side of the net. Mawson with it, rips one. That was blocked in front. Another shot there by Polozov, which misses everything. Vordanov with it here at the point. Well to Polozov. Vordanov coming, shoots, and that's off the goalie. As Regan clears that over to Ian Orders, backhand, and Harrison seeing that all the way. So some good pressure here the last 5 minutes by the Mako, even though it is back to even strength now. Just under 2 to go in the second frame. Mako clearing their zone but not finding a tape-to-tape pass as Commons pounces on it and just dumps that in. Kozak trying to read the pass but just couldn't catch it cleanly. Shot there from the point, misses everything. Hits the glass behind. Marco's still with it though with Regan, but he's pressured by Kozak. As Ian Orders did extremely well to keep that in for the Mako. As Kozak tries to clear it as well, but Ian Orders there once again. Jonsson trying to find, Jonsson's still with it. But he's pressured on there by Regan and a couple of others as Ian Orders will bang that out. Max Hill will pick it up. Gives it to Andy Hay, but he's pressured there by Quigley. Gavin Puckett with a now centering feed, trying to find Whitson Lee. But the Mako clear that all the way down, so we will get an icing on the play with 19 seconds to go here. As the ref will return one of those sticks to the Mako bench. So after 4 goals in about 3 or 4 minutes, we've had nothing since. Both teams just maybe trying to lock it up defensively. As Whitson Lee will give it up to Puckett. Pressured there by Zhang, but offside on the play.
Yeah, the first minutes were quite freewheeling and lots of goals scored. I think both teams have said, like, look, let's bring this back a little bit and play a little bit more defensively and more structured, and that's what happened. Tie 3-3 after 2.
So that will do it for the second period here, ladies and gentlemen. We will be having an interview with the captain of the Swarm, Andy Hay. So please stay tuned as we'll be right back.
Welcome back to the broadcast, and welcome to Andrew Hay, captain.
How are you?
Hey, good. How are you?
Oh, very well, thanks. Yeah. Breathing a bit heavy. It's a pretty quick game out there, but that's all good.
Yeah. How's the game feeling so far?
Oh, it's good. It's quick, and we're having to work hard for every puck battle, and they're a competitive team. They're going hard. We saw that yesterday where they skated with the Admirals for the full 60 minutes. So we knew we were in for a big test. So we're really we're happy with how we're going, and we've got a few things to work on.
Cool. So what are you working on, and what is the theme and the goals for the Botany Swarm this season?
Oh, we've set some internal team goals. Probably can't share them too widely on this forum, but we feel we've got a pretty competitive squad. We've got a pretty deep squad. We feel that we've got quite a bit of depth on all areas of the ice. So we're just trying to utilise that. Teams that go all the way in the championships usually rely on their full squad to get them the championship. So that's what we're really focusing on. All 25, and not just the guys that are playing. The 10 or so guys that missed out today as well. They're gutted to miss out, so I'm sure they'll be working hard to make the game day squad for next time.
Yeah, and you have that consistency of the core group staying the same for a couple of years now.
Yeah, I think so. We've had obviously, consistency breeds a bit of success, and we've been fortunate that we've had a bit of that in the squad. Obviously, not having imports coming in every year, it's been a bit of a pity in terms of the quality, but it's been really good for us in terms of just building a tight-knit team, and guys know their roles, and they know their roles for not just this season, but for a few seasons to come.
Yeah, all right. We got to mention the new swag that you're wearing. It's looking cool, very classical look. Did you guys have any say on it, or were you just like, here we go?
To be fair, I think it was a nice little surprise for us.
All right.
We didn't really know until very close to the piece that we're actually getting new uniforms. So the guys are buzzing. No pun intended there. I think they look pretty slick. I thought the Admirals uniforms looked pretty nifty last night as well. Can't remember playing a team with that colour on their jerseys. So I think both teams are pretty happy with the look, and hopefully the fans are as well.
Yeah. It looked like it might have given you a bit of spring in your step in the first period.
It's been, I think we've had the same jerseys for about 8 or 9 years. So the guys were pretty pumped when we found out that we were getting new ones for this season.
Right. All right. Thanks so much, Andrew. Hey,
no worries.
I'll let you get back to it.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Good luck in the game.
Cheers.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Hive here in Auckland, New Zealand. Alongside me, Bryce Rouse and Maku Maltahario. Pleased to bring you this matchup today. We've got a 3-all game between the Auckland Mako and the Botany Swarm. There was a flurry of goals in the first 5 minutes of that second frame. Then it slowly died off as I think both teams were trying to play a little bit more defensively to stop those goals from coming in. But nonetheless, the Mako have looked extremely good tonight.
How can you not be interested? It's a tie game going into the third. And yeah.
Yeah, well, we're about set to get ready for this third frame as the players are coming back out on the ice. I would almost love to see an upset here by the Mako tonight.
The chances are there. Hockey is an unpredictable game in its core. We'll see what's the energy that the Swarm and the Mako are going to bring into the third. How good is it to have hockey back? Live audiences. We haven't had NZIHL in a while. And we're happy that hockey is back. Next weekend, we'll have another set of Mako games against the Admirals and the Swarm, so please tune in back to those.
That's right, the Mako back in action next weekend again, as the Saturday game will be here in Botany, followed by the Sunday game in Avondale. So going into the regular season, you'd think that the Swarm and the Admirals have had those 2 test games. They should be looking a little bit sharper. As Tyler, the ref coach, drops the puck for the final frame here. Polozov getting on it early. But good pressure here by Lewis. As Vodanov will find Andy Hay on this near side. Vodanov with it. And the Mako will be able to clear. But that's just in front of the stick of Talon for Paris Hyde to pick up and rips a shot. That goes past everything as Lewis finds Talon. And he'll just dump that in. Vodanov first there, will give it up to Polozov, who does a nice move, puts on the brakes again, and gets a good hit there. As Paris Hyde will come the other way, Mawson trying to defend him here. Does very well. Hyde still with it though. Tried to find Blair, but he was dispossessed there by Atwell. Vodanov with it. Just him against 4. Backhand on, good save there by Power. And Regan with it. Does clear the zone for the time being, as Tatelli will pick it up. Finds Blair on this near side. They do get the puck out. Here's Rolfe. Trying to go through the legs of Mawson, but Mawson laying on that skate. There's Tula, a nice little sauce pass to Jonsson. Try to give it back. As Mawson cleans up, makes a little center ice move, puts one on net, but that's wide of the pad. Jonsson with a follow-up shot, but missed that entirely. Tula with it, try to find Jonsson, and he scores.
From an impossible angle, he elevates the puck above his Power's shoulder. He is stunned that went in, and he should be. That's an unlikely goal.
Yeah, one of the most deadliest guys in the league for redirected attempts, and Kyle Jonsson knows how to elevate that puck on the redirect, get it over the shoulder of goalies.
So that's Jonsson with 2 goals tonight already.
As Hopkinson will go up against Quigley for the draw there. And Quigley tried to go through Mawson, but unable to as he stood his ground as Kozak gains the zone with some speed. Pressured on though as he's dispossessed there by Knowles. Sorry, that's Forgs. So the Swarm with an early goal in this final period. Shot from the point. Makes Harrison make a pad save. As Kozak will give it to Mawson. He'll give it straight back. Swarm looking to regroup. As Jonsson got a mid-air pass. He was able to control it on his stick quite nicely and chase it into the zone. Hodgkinson puts it down low for Kozak, gets it back. Tries a move there, but Zach Stephen with a good stick in the lane. And his brother Ben tried to take it into the zone there, but Luke Simon was there. As Max Hill's pressured here on the near side. A couple of Mako players going to work on him. Oh, Paris Hyde here with it. He's got an opportunity, shoots, and a good save. Try to find another centering feed, but there's a Swarm player tracking back and helping out there. Luke Simon with it on the far side. He'll just rip one on net. Actually got quite a bit on that. As Max Hill is dispossessed in the corner there by Hayward Jones, who takes a big hit from Whitson Lee. And Simon will bang that in from the point, but that's straight into the chest of Power. So the Swarm definitely got to look at those odd man rushes that Paris Hyde seems to be finding all day long. As the Swarm will get their young line out there. As Rolf will bang it up for Regan. And he'll just put a nice pass up to Blair. Regan gets it back. Good stick there though by Harrison. To stop Regan getting in too close for a sniff. Marco still with it. Shot on net. Block a save. And the Swarm clear that for the time being.
Rolf got their shot off in a tight space.
Sandoy with it. He'll put it around for Ben Taylor. He'll try to get it up the boards, but Mako players lurking and stopping the Swarm from getting out of their zone as Andy Haig cops one on his face from Regan. Nothing on the call there. As Regan does look a little bit hurt, he's limbering to the bench. Hope he's all right. Yamatal try to clear, but good work by Quigley. Shot on net, but that's blocked in front by Sandoy. Sandoy still with it, receives a good check there by Rolf. And Ian Orders backhand shot on net. Puck's right in front of the net there. No one wants it. Blair with a shot. And Hayward Jones will bang that one in deep. As Quigley will be the first there for the Mako. But he receives a good check. Here's Knowles on the near side. Pressured by Vordanov. Vordanov doing well. As Son Cody will dump that one in as the Swarm players will get a change. Sam Waters unable to control that as it rolled all the way to Mawson. We found Atwell in space there on the far side who breaks into the zone. Around the back of the net. Polozov with it. A few dipsy doodles and he'll just put that in behind. Here's Atwell, shoots, and Ian Orders well positioned there to block that. Marco unable to clear as Tuller with a good stop. Here's Polozov, leaves it for Mawson, rips one, and it's straight into the arms of Power.
Aquaman there with his trademark slap shot. Doesn't raise the stick at all, just leans into it, and off it goes.
Yeah,
47 Mawson.
He gets pretty good power on those shots though. Yeah. Just great technique, good stick flex. Mawson with it. It takes a deflection and goes up high, but Vordanov will pick it up on the near side. Try to find Mawson, but Serikov was there. As the Mako do give it away cheaply to the Swarm. Polozov shielding the puck very well. As Hopkinson goes to the races and Zeng, but Zeng will be the first there to beat that icing out. So we'll have a face-off in the Swarm defensive zone as Hyde's back out there for the Mako. He'll be alongside Forgs and Serikov. Here's Statelli. Gets a good hit on him, but gets the puck in deep, so the play does go. Tula only gets it as far as Hyde. Statelli from the point, rips one, blocked in front by Hopkinson. As the Swarm do pick it up, Polozov rips it on net, rebound there. Nothing doing though, as there was some Mako players in the way. Polozov at the back net here. Just toying with him, one-time shot from Vordanov in the high slot area. As Power is seeing Power playing pretty damn well tonight. Frustrating a few of these Swarm shooters.
Prime scoring opportunity with Polozov making the pass from behind the goal and straight into Vordanov. And Vordanov can shoot the puck. He's known to score. Good save from Power.
As Ben Steven will have it, he tries to find Lewis. But the Swarm pressure him. Kyle Jonsson tried to put on a shimmy. As Steven unable to gain the attacking zone. As the Mako will push that one deep. And Ben Steven keep doing well to keep that in, but Kozak has it on his stick. And Commons will just bang that one in. Puck at first there, but unable to get good control on it, but he will get a pass back from Jonsson. Puts one on net, but that's extremely wide. Tough angle. Ben Steven wrapping it around. Swarm players keeping a lot of pressure on when they are in the attacking zone. As Zeng tried to find a pass, but it was a pretty poor pass and only found a Swarm player. As Max Hill showing a bit of speed, still with it, but dispossessed there by Regan. As Regan clears for the Mako. Andy Hay first there with the trailing Blair on him. And Max Hill will have it. Gets around his defender. Finds Whitson Lee at center ice. He's got three on him. Wasn't probably going to get through all of them. As Hayward Jones will find Blair. He'll wrap that round for one of his Mako players and gets it back. Here's Nash Hayward Jones. Redirect in front from Rolf, but went too high and hit the upper netting. And we will have a face-off.
Good to see Regan back there after struggling back into the bench. It's a physical game. It's a good reminder. We have seen many players here limp back to the bench, but they're all back. They're all back. They're fighters.
And here goes Ivan Dalmatau. He's dispossessed though as he gains the attacking zone by Quigley, who's still got it, showing his pace. Probably tried to beat a few too many players there. Shot on net, rebound in front. Nothing doing though as Grace was all over that. Mawson will find Dalmatau. Looks like he was maybe tripped up, but no call on the play. As Mawson tried to dump it in, but only found a Mako player as Blair's here. does a little move, but Mawson tracking back. Makes a good defensive play. So the Mako players definitely giving the Swarm boys a bit of trouble every now and then, as Tuller can't clear the puck. Has another opportunity to do now. As Polozov has it on his stick, tries to find Vordanov, but a good stick in the lane. Breaks up that play. As Polozov with it, tries to find Vordanov. He puts one on net, but Power standing tall once again. Vordanov puts it deep for Atwell, finds Polozov. Atwell again. Probably should have shot there, but tried to do the unselfish play of giving it to Vordanov, as he was hustling to the back post. As Paris Hyde trying to do work in the far corner, but he's dispossessed by a couple of Swarm players. As Atwell will be the first there in the attacking zone. He puts it behind the net for Polozov. We try to make a nice play, and a good hit there in the corner by Atwell. And we have a Mako player down, as he did go into the boards pretty hard. Was a good clean hit though, nonetheless.
It's a bit off the board, so that sends him flying.
Yeah, it'll be Zeng, but he gets up as he goes to the bench now. So Robert Zeng received a bit of a big hit there. It looks like he might be okay. A few of the Auckland Mako faithful letting the Swarm bench have it.
Yeah, do we have a concussion protocol here in NZIHL?
I'm pretty sure we do in some way or another.
We'll see if it's able to come back.
Sando will have it. He'll find Kozak. He tries to get a shot on, but that's blocked. As here comes Regan the other way. As Marco Chancellor starting up here now at the Hive. As Hopkinson will find Johnson on the near side. Great pass up to Kozak. What can Kozak do here? Just left it only for Regan to pick up, and Sandoy has tripped Regan up. And a little bit of extracurricular activity as Hopkinson wants to let someone know what the deal is.
Looks like Hopkinson disagreed with that trip.
So it'll be Sandoy going to the naughty bin for a couple of minutes. As the Mako will go on the power play. And don't get me wrong, Marku, I am naturally a Swarm fan, but I'd love to see the Mako even this game up.
I mean, you have to cheer for the Mako. Why not? Mako is the future. We've got all the young stars of New Zealand playing here. Yes, you do want to see them succeed.
As Whitson Lee clears that all away. Gavin Puckett getting on his speed skates. Try to put some pressure on the Mako. Statelli will give it over to his D-man. As Talon was bossed out there by Tuller, as the puck will go all the way down the other end. As Statelli leaves that on for his fellow teammate in Lewis. And we have an offside on the players. The puck actually took a bit of a weird bounce.
Slowed down, took a turn, and Mako went offside.
So Hyde's out there with Rolf and Blair. with Statelli and Ian Orders on the D. As Statelli will find Ian, he'll just bang that in. Luke Simon there pressured by Blair as Andy Hay has to come and clean up. Hyde will find Blair on the far side. Gets it back. Beats one, goes to the net, tries to get a shot up and over the shoulder of Harrison, but she's having none of that. So just under a minute to go in the Mako power play. As Luke Simon will try bang that out, but only gets as far as Nash Haywood-Jones, who puts it in. Andy Hayes stepping up and puts it in deep and goes for a change. Hyde will leave it for Haywood-Jones. Mako want to get something going here as they haven't had a shot, only had one shot on this whole power play. And here's Blair at the blue line. Goes away from Mawson, and here's Stephen. He rips one on net. And Harrison sees that all the way and covers that up for a face-off.
Mako taking their time, taking the puck up the ice, but then find a long pass and get a good place to take a shot. And we're 9 seconds to go in the power play. And Mako wins the face-off. Haywood-Jones with the shot. Gray's able to grab the rebound.
So the Mako now getting a few decent look-ins as we're just under 6 to go in this final frame. A one-goal game. Shots are 40 to 25 in favour of the Swarm. As Atwell does well, but couldn't get it out as Ben Stephen rips one on net. Harrison sees that all the way once again. Good to see these young guys getting good, decent shots from the point. Even though you are quite far out, it's still a very dangerous place to shoot from.
We've seen a couple of those point shots go in when they shoot it behind the traffic. Hard for the goalies to see it, but either Harrison saw it or got lucky. We don't know.
As Vordanov has it here, trying to find someone skating. Sandoy dispossessed by Sam Orders. And here's Regan. He goes forehand, but Grace Harrison says that all the way as Atwell was unable to corral that, and Regan and Atwell going at it behind the net.
Ref is going to send both Regan and Atwell into the box for that scrap after the whistle.
Yeah, I'd agree. Both should go. That's nothing in the NHL though, Mako.
No.
So we'll be going 4-on-4. So that will open up a bit of ice. So Atwell probably doing his job pretty well there to get Regan to get into the box, as he's been a hot player the last 2 days for the Mako. As Quigley loses that face-off as Mawson will find Tula behind the Swarm net. Tula dancing around, fires an up ice pass to Hopkinson. He's here on a breakaway, back and forehand, and a huge save there by Power. As the Mako look to come the other way. But Hopkinson getting back there pretty damn fast. As Kozak will find Tula, but he's dispossessed by Ben Stephen. Ben Stephen with it. Shown a little Fancy little move on Kozak. As Ian Orders gets his own, puts a soft shot on net, tries to get a centering feed as well. Ian Orders still with it. Centering feed, but that's cleaned up by Kozak. A lot of extra ice to skate with here for both teams at the moment. As Kozak goes around his player, centering feed, but a good stick in the lane. Sandoy gives it over to Mawson. Crowd telling the Swarm to shoot it. As Lewis dispossessed there at center ice. Voronov finds Jonsson. He's got a breakaway opportunity and he scores!
Goes in for the hat trick.
Kyle Jonsson gets a hat trick here tonight. And not so accustomed to his pretty goals that he normally scores, so he's probably learned how to get the ugly ones too in the off-season, Marco.
Yeah. I'm gutted. I didn't bring my hat. I should have brought one. He should be flying on the ice right now.
So we'll still be 4-on-4 for 38 seconds. So Kyle Jonsson getting off to a hot start this season. As Talon puts a hit there on Puckett. As the Marco unable to clear, Sandoy keeps it in, puts it on a high shot though. It was going well over the post, but Power wanted to catch that. So Blair, Hayward, Jones, Hyde and Statelli out there for the Marco at the moment. Blair will find Statelli, who gives it to Hyde. He rips one on, but that misses everything. Puck squirts out in the middle. Hayward Jones puts it on for Blair, who thought a man was down low, but Puckett was there. And here's Max Hill. He'll put a soft shot on net, and that's deflected up and over the glass. So both Regan and Atwell out of the penalty box now. Swarm also with a 2-goal lead. Definitely has not been an easy game for the Swarm here tonight, as they've been highly pressured by this hungry Auckland Mako side.
It hasn't come free for Swarm, but they do have a commanding 2-goal lead with only 3 minutes left. The most dangerous lead in hockey. Mako still have a chance if they can get a couple of good attacks going, but they have to work fast. And here they come.
As Blair tried to find Rolf, but he was dispossessed there. Here comes Ben Taylor the other way. Puts on the brakes, but good hit there by Ben Steven. It was Ben on Ben there. As Dalmatau trying to dangle his way to the net, but the Mako clear for the time being. Mawson up to Dalmatau, but a wayward pass. Dalmatau will find Polozov, unable to catch that nicely on the stick. Ben Steven will find Hyde, but that's in front of him a little bit. Hyde still with it though, as Mawson took a fall. Hyde harassed there by Polozov, so he just puts it in deep for Rolf to get onto. Vordanov will pick it up. Bangs it around Mawson, he's got Polozov skating up. Does find him, not cleanly though, but Polozov will be first there. Atwell was lurking in the middle, so that was Vordanov. Hyde with it. He'll just loft that out of play. And here's Ian Orders. He shoots, and a good save there by Harrison. Commons the other way. And icing waved off on that. As Ian Orders will find Statelli behind the net. Statelli again. Gets it back. Finds Sam Waters. Gets the puck out of the zone, but a lurking Vordanov turns that over. Oh, puts on a move, tries to go through two guys, but a good hit on him, and he goes crashing into the boards hard, and we'll get a whistle on that play. Bit of an awkward fall there into the boards.
Yeah. Looks like he might have caught something in between the boards, his hands, wrists. But seems to be okay. Hockey players are tough, they get a hit. Hurts for a while, but they walk, usually able to skate it off.
As Ben Stephen will try to find Serikov, but a couple of Swarm players there. Kozak will give it to Sandoy. He goes for a skate up the line. Nothing really doing on the play as the Mako turn it over and come the other way in Forgs. But Sandoy, good back check on him. Hayward Jones trying to bang it in deep. Here's Regan. He's got a man at the back post. They score! Alex Regan with a nice play. Setting up Serikov. And they close the gap to 1 goal with 19 seconds to go. Do the Auckland Mako.
And they are loving it.
Absolutely.
Serikov is enjoying this one. The Mako really put up their level of physical play for that last minute, and they were able to create that opportunity. Taking a time off now. Timeout.
Yeah, they'll look to pull that goalie as soon as they gain possession of the puck. To be honest, I'd probably have that goalie already pulled for the face-off, as 19 seconds is not a lot of time to work with, Maku.
It is not. But we saw in the second period, they only needed about 5 seconds to score.
That is true, as power will be coming off. So the Mako going to get that extra skater out there, so it's extremely vital that Hyde does win this face-off.
It's a good decision to pull the goalie. It's 19 seconds, it's not a lot. And
Well pressured as Tula puts it on the empty net and scores.
straight in the middle. He would have hit the hole in those intermission games.
He would
With
have.
that one. The Swiss defender Tuller with the empty net goal. And this one is all but decided for the Swarm. Power back in the net.
So it looks like the Swarm are going to take this one in what has been a pretty good game to open up the season for both teams respectively. As Tula just whips that out, Statelli with it. As the time runs out, and that will do it here at the Hive. A 6-4 win to the Swarm. It wasn't always plain sailing, but they got the job done on their first game, Maku.
Yep, the Mako are on a journey, and they look to be improving season by season and game by game. They're really getting more of a physical play going on, and yeah, good things for them coming up.
So we are back next week in action. These two teams will meet on Saturday, and then the Mako will travel out to West Auckland to Avondale for their game on the Sunday. So we will join you then again, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for being here with us tonight. I've been your host, Bryce Rouse, alongside Maku Multahariu.
Thank you, Bryce. I'll see you next week.
Will do, and everyone at home, I hope you've had a good time watching this game, and we shall see you next weekend. So have a